Hey everybody, what's up? How's everybody doing? I'm live here at the Sunset Station buffet, and somehow my camera just couldn't even film for some reason. And I don't know, I went to the Women's March, had good conversations, and then at one point it got so out of hand that I got kicked out of the event. And I was chanting some things that they just didn't like, and they just didn't want it to get out of hand. So basically I was telling him about the problems that women have experienced, ever since the 1960s, because not all of the changes were good. So this is one of the things that you have to understand. And they've been fed a lot of propaganda. And I'm for equal rights, but the fact is men and women are different in many ways. We have strengths and they have strengths. So there's a lot of propaganda that's actually going on. Anyway, I want you to take a look. I'm having a little bit of brunch out here. So, that's just one of the things that's going on, man. They kicked me out. I think this is all engineering. They don't want women, especially white women, to have kids. They're really brainwashing them the most. And by the way, in that event, I seem to get along more with blacks than I did with whites, because I think white women who are like these feminists, they're really, really the problem, and they're really, really being destroyed by themselves, and I got to tell you that. So anyway, I went into the building, and there's this stand that they had, the Culinary Workers Union. Oh my gosh, the Culinary Workers Union, that is like the biggest terrorist organization out there. They are literally trying to, I guess they're trying to destroy Clark County. I gotta tell you, they're an immigrant pumping, anti-white, destructive group, and they want to diversify, well, they actually want to replace white people in the state, and they want to turn basically Las Vegas into Los Angeles. And they do this to change the culture, the voting habits, the economy, and a lot of other things. This is the grand scheme of the plan of the Harry Reid disgusting agenda. And now they got Masto and Ruben Kiyuhan, and I suspect that Steve Sisolak, who's running for governor, is going to do all this kind of crap. By the way, I'm in Henderson, so I'm going to be at the city council in Henderson pretty soon talking about this. Las Vegas, Clark County. We are not going to have Los Angeles demographics. This is a social and engineering plan, not just in America, but all over the Western world, including Europe. So this is one of the things that they have to understand. So I was there. I was the Culinary Workers Union, totally anti-white organization. And guess what? I was chanting them, and I was telling them our racial demographics change. And then this white woman who lived in Las Vegas for like 25 years, she said, yeah, diversity is great, diversity is great. But you know what I told them? I told them, when you go to the casino tables, some of the casinos are like 80% Asian. That's not diversity, that's replacement. And that's a disgrace to Hispanics, blacks, and whites, and Iranians like myself. So what we have is replacement. This whole idea of diversification, diversity, is misleading. It's untrue. It is not the reality of what is going on. All right? Look, I'm an Iranian descent, but I don't want to see my population being clans of other people, all in the name of progress and diversity. And I'm not saying white people are better. There's a lot of things about white people I don't like. But the answer is not to just say, hey, we're going to reduce their numbers and say, well, that's progress. And I told them how we're going to do it. So how do you stop the white collapse, the white sinking? So what you do is you, first of all, stop massive immigration, and then you jack up the white birth rate. So when I was shouting at inside the event, I was shouting, keep Henderson white, keep Centennial Hills white, keep Summerlin white. And I wasn't meaning just for white people. I said keep it majority white, stop the demographic changes. That's what I told them about, So, that's one of the things. So I told them that you can't keep cleansing the people and have people like Hispanics and Asians just gobbling it up like crazy like they do in California. I was chanting, keep white babies. And everybody was staring at me. People were filming at me. And guess what? I'll tell you what happened. These morons they called the security, and guess who they kicked out? They kicked out me. even though that they didn't realize it was that white woman that was yelling and screaming at her, and I was having a civilized conversation. But that doesn't matter. In this world, the men, and the men who are not of, you know, the suppressed people, because I'm Iranian, so that doesn't count, they kick me out. That's right, double standard. That's the real inequality that seems to be what's going on. They want to portray me as neo-Nazi, KKK, but I can't be part of that. I'm not European descent. But I'm aware that there's double standards going on. And I'm aware that when you cleanse the people, the culture changes. And the population changes, and a lot of good things go away. And I'm not saying white people are better. But the answer is not reducing their percentage of population. And it's not going to happen in Las Vegas. We're not going to turn Las Vegas, Henderson, into Los Angeles. And I'm telling you, speaking of LA, you look at California, what a mess of a state that is. That's what they want, third world immigration. They want a situation where literally, like, it becomes a third world state, reckless politicians, Jerry Brown, Kevin DeLeon, roads in bad shape. That's what they want. Higher taxes, Asian immigrants coming in with their higher incomes, subsidizing the lives of third world immigrants because Asian people don't speak out. That's what they want, folks. This is the grand scheme. Wake up. We got to preserve the racial elements. We got to make sure that we don't cleanse white people. Not to say that they're better, but we can't cleanse their population. We can't change their culture. And I don't care what I said it was politically correct. I have freedom of speech. I have the right to say what I want to say. And I'm glad to live here other than California that respects the Constitution way more. But that could change. That could change. That's what I'm very concerned about DACA the most. You know, man, I got to tell you. So this is one of the things that you really, really have to keep in mind. But that's never going to change. You know, they want to talk about income inequality, women make less more than money. And I told them, like, why aren't you majoring in engineering or becoming oil drillers? Why Wyoming has a higher gap of income? They can't answer that. They don't want to know the facts. I'm Iranian. I got tens of thousands in the stock market. Men have a higher wealth gap than women do. Is there a ban for women to invest in the stock market? No. There's no such ban, but women don't do it. And you know, women have the privilege. They can marry me and they can take my assets away, but they don't talk about that. That's a double standard that we have. So folks, let's get out there. Let's stop the cleansing of our population, and let's stand up for true equal rights. Let's not for double standards, but this is the propaganda that they're sending you. Wake up, America. So stand up with me. I'm going to be all over Clark County, and we're going to get results done, my friend. All right, thank you guys so much. Sunset Station Buffet in Henderson, Nevada. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, make sure I remember to get some champagne. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know. It's just unbelievable. You know, and by the way, you know, I'm not, just to let you know, I'm not interested in kicking minorities out, just to let you know, like massively crazy. You don't have to really do that. So, I'm not interested in discrimination, but stop the double standard. Take care.
The reason I came to this meeting, because I thought it was very, very important to look and research the BLM lands, because I have interest in those lands, various lands, across Clark County. For many years of my life, I have thought about and worked on a series of master plan neighborhoods all over the county. I am interested in getting and purchasing those lands and building one-of-a-kind master plan neighborhoods, certainly much different than the Summerlin and the Sky Canyon status quo. So, the first phase of my master plan I want to build is about 10 miles south of St. Rose and I-15 in an area called Hidden Valley. It's about 2.5 miles wide and 6 miles long. I want to build varieties of living types, urban mega resort centers to small towns to large lot gated neighborhoods. I want to create something for everyone. I want to create it in a way where millions of people all around the world come and see how incredible these neighborhoods are. And I believe, and I really hope, that the BLM will create more disposal boundaries, will give me the power and the opportunity to establish these one-of-a-kind, beautiful, magnificent projects. And there's a lot of benefits. I'm going to make sure that we're going to build the finest forms of transit. We're going to avoid these light rail or bus transit plans like the one that they're planning in Maryland Parkway. We have built the finest hotels in the world. We can certainly build the finest places of neighborhoods and transit. We're going to focus on personal rapid transit. We're going to connect these master plan neighborhoods to the Strip and downtown. That means there's going to be less congestion, less need to build a lot of roadways and expand the highways. And when we're done with that master plan, hopefully by the next decade or two, we're going to expand all over Clark County. Oh yes, we're going to expand in Heimbach Valley, we're going to head towards Peru, we're going to head towards Indian Springs, we're going to head towards Mesquite. Oh yes, hopefully, right now the population is 2.2 million, hopefully it will exceed maybe 4 million, 5 million. And to those people who don't like growth, then I suggest you have to change your policy, change your immigration plans, make California affordable. But I believe we're going to see a lot of growth because of the Hyperloop project. We're going to be a suburb of Los Angeles when that thing hopefully comes by. So think of a change of policy, restore the Rust Belt economy. If you don't want all this growth, start the beast. I'm giving you advice. But other than that, if we grow differently, we will be one of the greatest metropolises on the world to ever live in. So I'm going to fight this thing, I'm going to get that land, and we're going to expand the disposal boundary. Thank you so much, take care, and spread the word.
Here is John Zaslocki.
Your storage is almost full, but I think I got it all.